Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? Sorry I'm running just a few minutes late. I had a few technical difficulties with my live. You might have noticed I'm not on the original link. Unfortunately, I messed that up. So, unfortunately, that's a problem with lives. We have technical difficulties. So, thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Melissa Gage, and I am the owner of Advanced Accounting. I am so excited you could be here. Please comment where you're from. If you're going to be watching me on the replay, go ahead and hit hashtag replay or comment hashtag replay. Turn everything up because let me tell y'all, this is really important. We are on phase 3 of our tax season little mini audit that we've been doing. So let's kind of recap. If you weren't here for 1 and 2, you need to go back and watch. And then phase 1 was kind of about getting organized, okay, getting all of our paperwork together. Phase 2 was about reviewing our payroll and our subcontractor files for compliance with state and federal laws and to make sure we're ready to do 1099s and W-2s at the first of the year. Now we're going to talk about that just a little bit more today. So the goal in this mini audit is to have you guys ready for tax season 2019. If you wait until the very last minute, it gets more expensive and it gets a lot more stressful trying to get all this put together at the very last time, okay? So the next thing that I like to do, and I do all this in the 4th quarter, so that's why we're going over it now so that in the next couple months you can get all ready. So phase 3 is we want to start looking at our sales tax and our payroll tax and petty cash, all right? Phase 1, excuse me. I'm kind of going back and forth between where I was supposed to be and where I am today. All right. All right. So in phase 3, we want to look at our sales tax and our payroll tax because this is something that at the end of the year when it's tax time, these things have to like match. So anything that has to match, we want to go over it beforehand because when we find mistakes, they can become very time consuming to go back through everything and locate where it is we made that error during the year. Sales, okay, so this is a great place to do this in our mini audit. So the first thing you want to do is get out your sales tax. Now, if you have a platform that you keep all of your accounting and finances on, then what you want to do is you want to go in and print out an income statement or gather the number that is your total income for the year, all right? If you don't have a program, then what you're going to have to do is go back through bank statements maybe, or whatever known way you have of receiving income and add all of that up. If you pay sales tax, hopefully you at least have a point of sale system that will tell you the accurate income and what you collected in sales tax, all right? Because these numbers have to match what you filed with the government as sales tax. So what you want to do is print out whatever it is that you have that shows your income, then get all of your reports so that you can see what you actually filed with the government for your sales tax, all right? And you're gonna make sure those match. You should have been filing this on a monthly basis. So if your number for the year does not match, then you wanna go back through and run this same report, but run it by month. And then you'll have to go back through and see what month the error was made in, and then correct it. Now make sure when you do any corrections, if you need to correct them on your state side, you go in and do that as well. Log into your state and make the corrections within their files to be reflected so that when you file your sales tax at the end of the year and all of your reports, it's all 100% accurate and everything is good for the year. All right. The second thing is payroll tax. So payroll tax, usually you're going to pay some by the quarter and you pay some, here you go, that's you. So you have payroll tax that you pay by the month and payroll tax that you pay by the quarter, all right? It's really easy to miss one. And I tell you, it's not just missing one like missing one with them. Sometimes we forget to put it in our register, our check register, and we wonder why we're always low in the bank. So if you haven't been keeping up with your monthly balances and things like that, this can have multiple levels. So your payroll tax, you want to go in and you should have a report within your software or your time tracker that actually will say, this camera is driving me nuts, y'all. I don't know why. Okay, so you should have something on there that will print you out everything you collected and owed. All right, this report should be with all of your reports for what you have filed. So you want to get that out and you want to match your 941s. These are filed every single month. And then at the end of every single quarter, you should have a little 941 report that you send in. Now, if you've been doing this every quarter, then this shouldn't be a problem. This should be a really quick audit. But if you haven't been doing it, you're behind, catch up now. Match these reports up, see which payroll taxes you filed and paid. If at the end you don't see one for every single month of the year, if at the end what you collected on your payroll reports is not the same as what you filed on your 941s, break it down by month until you figure out where you missed a payment or where you missed filing or where you missed putting it in your check register. Doing these two checks, payroll tax and sales tax, is going to be a saver at the end of the year. Anytime you do an audit, I've never done one where I don't find at least something, even if it's small. So like I said, it might be that you forgot to put it in your check register. I mean, I've done it. We've all done it. Life gets busy and we get distracted. Okay, so we may think we've done everything, but a lot of times we're getting pulled in so many directions as business owners that we actually haven't filed everything. So pick a quiet time, sit down with these, make sure they match up, because see, W-2s are due by January 31st. So once again, taxes start for business owners in January. All right, not April like it was before when you were not a business owner, right? So you have to be prepared for that. If you don't take care of things in this fourth quarter like I'm recommending, what's going to happen is that right after New Year's, you are going to be scrambling to get all this together, and they did up all the deadlines last year. So we used to have longer for filing all of these various tax forms, but now we have to file them with our employees and the government. So January 31st is actually your new deadline if you have employees. All right. The next thing I want you guys to look at this point in time is your petty cash. I'd love a count on how many of you actually have a petty cash account. All right, because a lot of us don't do this. I used to not keep one, and I tell you, boy, I can spend some money, especially if I'm not keeping up with it. So I always think petty cash is really the wrong name for this. It should be called my business cash, my cash. This is not petty. It is important. Every single dollar that goes in and out of your business needs to be accounted for. All right. So petty cash, while the name is there because it's used for very small transactions, it's not petty. It's very important. So you should have a good petty cash register. If you don't have one, direct message me. I'd be more than happy to provide you with a petty cash register that will ensure you keep up with all your cash, because that's really what it is. It's your money, and you should want to know where your money is. In addition, when you spend your petty cash, you want to make sure you know those expenses, because those expenses are actually tax deductions for the end of the year, which will be in 3 months. I recommend, depending on the size of your business and the size of your unexpected transactions, to keep anywhere from $100 to $300 in your petty cash and be constantly tracking it. Now, tax deductions aren't the only reason that I recommend this for businesses. Also, you know, rules and security, it just keeps honest people honest. So it's always good to make sure that everybody that's associated with you knows that you track your money. You know when it comes and when it goes. All right. And all this does is create an environment where everybody wants to be honest. Okay. Because you keep track of every single dollar. The less we keep track of our money, the more vulnerable we make ourselves financially. All right. Know where your money is. Now, having said that, I have a bonus tip for the day. And this has more to do with categorizing that we talked about in phase 1. However, I didn't mention it, and I feel like it's really important. So a lot of us have a miscellaneous stack. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous really isn't a category, while it is given as an option within your accounting software sometimes. Miscellaneous actually just means items, receipts, expenses of various types from various sources. And the key word there is various sources. So what I need you to do is take that stack, and I hope it's like really tiny. I really hope it's tiny. Of miscellaneous or unknown expenses, and I want you to actually get back to the source of why you purchased it. So I'll give you an example of a common one. People do a lot of marketing. Say coming up for Christmas, retailers will do marketing. They might do something special for tax season, just depending on what your business is. And you might buy some really, really, really expensive advertising. All right, maybe you went out and you bought some really beautiful paper and you had the most perfect flyers made up for Christmas, okay, showcasing all of your best products. You only do it once a year. So you put it under miscellaneous because you only buy that paper once a year. All right, that's great. What did you buy the paper for? You bought it for advertising. So this can go under advertising, or even better, it could just go under office supplies, because even though it's special, it's still just an office supply. It's paper. So get back to the source of what you purchased the item for, or what the expense was actually for, because folks, on your tax return, there is no place on a Schedule C or any other return for miscellaneous expenses. So you're going to have to define these eventually. So take some time out, define your miscellaneous expenses, and categorize them. Now, I know y'all are coming into your busy season. I know you probably think I'm crazy telling you to do all this right now, and I want to give you guys an easy way to do this. So today, I want to offer you, just for today, to be able to go ahead and get my small business starter program. Okay, so if you're still looking at the stack of papers and you still haven't done your year's finances, you want to get in control, but it just feels too overwhelming. Today and today only, I'm going to offer you for $47. Now, normally this starter program is $97 because it really gets you on track. It's very valuable. While it's simple, I wanted to make it something that would give you all the details you needed for tax season. It's going to give you your check register for you to go through and do your bank statements. It's going to give you a chart of accounts so you can categorize all of your expenses that are on that bank register. It's going to give you an accounts payable, an end of the year report. It's easy, it's affordable, folks, and for today, I'm giving it to you for $47, which is the value. It's a value like none other, because this is really going to get you on track, and it's going to do it fast and easy. All right, so this isn't going to be extremely time consuming. So go ahead, I'm going to put the link in the comments. It will be removed after today because this is only going to be available today, you guys. So $100 value, $47 today only. Get yourself organized. This is going to get you through phase 1 and phase 3. Okay? I hope you guys have a beautiful and profitable day, and that your mini audit gets scheduled and goes really well. I will see you tomorrow, Friday at 7:30, and we'll go over phase 4, which is the very final phase. We'll do a little quick review, and then we'll go into the most important final steps to get you ready for tax season. Thank you so much, everybody.